Hello guys, welcome back to the crew calling all units 2018, which is the same as the crew calling all units 2017 and the crew wild run 2016. What do I mean by that? Well, just like last year, they are repeating the 2016 qualifiers, as you can see here. Training day, that is what this thing is called, and that might, if you're familiar with this game, already ring a bell. This is probably the third or the fourth time that we do this qualifier in the last 1.5, 2 years. So also in 2018 they're just gonna repeat these tracks and stunts and skills and all that. So we have a jump skill, nothing special about it. It's a tricky S corner before the ramp, and then you have to jump with either some pushing or some slipstreaming, probably to get the decent scores. You can score 40, 45,000, something like that. If you do it solo, I quickly did a jump, 34,600, which is good enough for 59th. The slalom, all three skill tests, you with a drag car, of course, as always. The slalom, also there, 4-lane highway, sort of. Nothing special about it, just you have to do the slalom and avoid traffic, which is the most annoying part of the whole lot. Precision, also there, a bit of bumpy, twisty roads, but nothing special. Drag car, precision. If you can't use a drag car, you can always try a bike, but you can score like 8, 9,000 probably with a bike. You can score 10, 11, 12,000 with the drag car. The drift trial, the whole qualifier is teamed sports and muscle cars, so there's no problem there. The best drift car in the game, the Mazda RX-7, is sports category, so you can just use that. Nothing special. And as always, it does not matter that much for the overall. I have scored 382,000, I'm 35th with it. But as long as you have platinum, which means if you can score 180,000, something like that, you probably have platinum in that event. Then it's all fine. Other than that, it does not count for anything in the overall. You probably need a platinum medal to keep your score sort of going, but not much more than that. Monster Arena, also nothing special, one of the 4 arenas, this time mountain states. I did a run of 88,000, was not even that. Normally we use the abort, you cannot use the abort now, since it's only muscle and sports. You can use the Camaro, the Mustang, the Challenger, the 370Z and the Skyline. I used the Skyline, did 88,000, I'm 8. The drag trial, same story, sort of the same cars as in the Monster Arena, so you're probably gonna end up with the Mustang scene. It's a pretty long track. The first times with slipstream and with 27 FPS and all that tricks and bits, they do 18.3, 18.4, but it's a 20-second track if you do it solo. In the Mustang at least, maybe a bit faster if you use the 370Z or the Skyline maybe even. But yeah, it's all relative, kind of pointless. I mean, it is a crew event. It's pretty simple. You need slipstream, especially on this one. It's one long 20-second track, so yeah, you need slipstream and a team there, and then you can get that Mustang to 655 kilometers an hour, resulting in an 18-second time, something like that. I only have a silver medal there, and the drag counts for a lot normally in the a bit too much, if you ask me, especially since it's all trick and bit there. The crew time attack I didn't even bother to do. Well, first of all, at the time when I was recording, there was no crew around, but other than that, I've already saw in other videos that it's the damn swamp track again. We have done that same track like, I don't know, 4 or 5 or even 6 times in the last 2 months. It's getting a bit ridiculous. It's repetitive qualifier, that's one thing, but if they always keep doing the same tracks, also in the other qualifiers there are other tracks, but they hardly ever bring them back. One exception may be the brand time attack, which is the one in Miami. Yeah, basically a bit of long straight with some flaw corners in it and lots of traffic and pedestrians walking about where you can crash into and stuff like that. And what do they give us? Well, a sports car, The Nissan 370Z. Probably, yeah, one of the worst performance specs cars there is in this game. For the starters cars, the 370Z is a starters car, and yeah, that's probably by far the worst spec that it has. You can go through the story in street, dirt, rate and circuit spec without a problem in the 370Z. There's only one spec which is not good, and that is the performance. And they gave us that for the brand time attack. Welcome to the Crew 2018. So it's bloody time for the Crew 2, that is more and more getting obvious. That was already obvious last year. And other than that, it all doesn't matter because you cannot win anything. So yeah, it's all something to keep busy, I guess. But there are also other games about which you can give you that. Free drive challenge, free drive stunts and PvP does not count. Also something we had to sort of figure out ourselves. They never communicate about that, but at one point it just did not count anymore. It were grinding events. People with a lot of time, they could get a good score there because it was just doing it over and over and over and over again, and that determined your score based on the bugs that you earned through all that things. And then people were using bots and scripts, and so they decided to kick it out, probably out of the overall event. So yeah, but since we are recording anyway, let's do the stunt race, I guess. Yeah, sport and muscle, not really having anything to do with the bike, so I'm assuming it's a race that we can use the 3 bikes that we have available, being the KTM 450, the Kawasaki 450 or the BMW 1200. If you don't have calling all units, you cannot use the Kawasaki because that's calling all units bike. Then you have to take one of the other two. Well, let's say the Kawasaki doesn't matter that much. KTM might, I don't know, not be that good, but the BMW or the Kawasaki should do the job just fine. Maybe even the BMW is even a better choice. On this track it doesn't matter that much about speed, so the Kawasaki and the KTM are lighter bikes obviously, so they go a bit faster, but just use manual gears. Most of the time we're just going to use 5th gear, I guess. Already here it goes already wrong, because that should have been a triple. Here. Those ramps are, as they were from the first time we did this track, those ramps are too close together to get like a decent combination out of the second ramp. That's why we use manual. Just keep that thing in 5th gear, and as long as you can keep the speed going, you can just keep it in 5th gear. Maybe even 6th gear here or there if you want. Didn't slide enough there to take that ramp with us, but yeah. Here's a bit of gambling, because the big ramp is somewhere behind the trees here. From here on we go left and we do the track again, instead of following the GPS, because you have the bigger ramps here, you can score more points. Sort of the idea. Put the bike flat, and then you do like 3 flips and you get a 4 on the land. doing with your bike. But since we haven't followed the GPS, that means we're a bit far away from the finish now, so you just have to drive there. If you just follow the normal route, there are some ramps here about, but they're just small ramps. You cannot get those 5,000 combinations on these small ramps, unless you really go fast like crazy. You can get a double here and land it on a triple, maybe. Same here. Let's see, have a few small heres as well. There are like 3 of these ramps, and then you have one big ramp here on the end. But if you go too fast, you're probably not even going to get the score, because you're immediately going to finish before the system actually has time to give you the score. So it's better to do that middle part twice to get some score going. What do we score here? 85,200. I improved the leaving a little bit, but still 7th. So 105,000 I see there, 101,000. Yep. If you can get all the combinations and landings going and take all the ramps with you, with some sort of route within your time frame that you have, it should work fine. But 7th will do. And that brings us in 43rd overall. 2,136 people ranked. The top 10 gets a platinum medal. The top 20 is gold, top 60 is silver, and the top 99 is bronze. So I don't know what you're doing if you're in that last 1%, but no idea. Those don't get a medal. And what do you need? Let's see, I don't know how many are there. 1, 2, 3. 3 qualifiers, so you need 3 medals to qualify for this summit, which runs from January 23rd till February the 2nd. Maybe by then there will be some betas for the Crew 2, which is the sequel for this game. It's sort of, yeah, there have been tests going on, and people are testing there, and they still give in this game the option to sign up for the beta. So they're also going to bring some betas, probably around February, March. The original release was for March 2016, but they postponed it. So somewhere between April and September they announced. As I explained before, probably more than likely has to do with the fiscal year, which ends in March. Probably didn't need Crew 2 to get their numbers going, so they postponed it a little bit, and then they have like immediately a boost for the new fiscal year, something like that. And at the same time gives them a bit more time to polish up the game as much as they can, because yeah, just like in this game, there will also more than likely be bugs, as there are in any game on release. That's always the case. But 43rd overall, with even one event missed here, the Crew Time Attack, is the Swamp Track. We have done it several times. This time with muscle and sports cars in dirt spec, so you're probably gonna end up with Skyline on that track. And the Brand Time Attack is also with the Nissan, the 370Z, and the rest is like the normal stuff: Drift, Monster Arena, Drag Trial, and 3 skill tests. And then this stunt race as shown in the video. We'll see you guys in the next one, and bye for now.